Hey guys, I saw Paranormal Activity 2 and Jackass 3D all in the last 2 days, and I'm going to do a review about it. Cool! Okay, so first, Paranormal Activity 2 actually went in there with low expectations. Because the first one, it was okay. I saw it pretty recently after it got released, and I went with my brother and my brother's brother-in-law, and the whole theater was sort of in this kind of intense mode of wanting to be scared, and the atmosphere and the experience was fun, and it was scary because everybody else was sort of in the same type of mood to see that type of a film. But then I showed it to my fiance one night. We rented it when it came out on DVD, and it just wasn't as scary as I thought it was when I was in the theater. So I didn't think that the second one was going to be as scary because, I mean, let's face it, the plot line was pretty thin for the first one. But I was actually surprised. The second one was pretty good. There were better jump scares. It's interesting. It was entertaining, but you know, it wasn't too impressive. It was pretty much the same as the first movie. With different sort of a plot line, and the plot line basically was it's a prequel plus sequel. So basically, the second one is dated like 60 days before the first movie, and then at some parts it kind of jumps. So it was okay. It was interesting to watch. They had the actors from the first one in the second one, and at first you're like, what the hell? And by the way, this is all in the beginning, so I'm not giving anything away. You find out really early on that the Paranormal Activity 2 kind of predates the first one. So you get Mika character, and then whatever the main chick was. I don't care enough to pay attention to what that girl's name was, but they're both in it. They both sort of play a role, and you get to understand what the sort of the reasoning behind everything is happening. So that was kind of cool and kind of dumb at the same time, just because it made sense, but it wasn't necessarily needed for the second film. So if you're actually going to the movie expecting it to not be very great dialogue, not a super intense plot line, but you just want to sort of be startled, then you will like this movie. But if you're going in expecting it to be very, very good, then you are going to be very disappointed. Okay, so Jackass 3D, this is fresh because I saw this about 4 or 5 hours ago. I got out of the theater, hence the 3D glasses, which I don't know, I think they're pretty cool. It takes me about a half an hour to kind of adjust my eyes to this 3D that these movies are now producing, and it's sort of difficult for me to kind of really grasp the entire scenery when you're wearing 3D glasses, which I normally don't really like, but they use the same 3D technology as Avatar did. So the 3D was actually very good. Now, I saw all 3 Jackasses now. The first one was funny because, you know, they're coming out with a movie extended from the show. The second one was sort of a filler for me. It was funny, but it wasn't that great. It wasn't super entertaining. But the third one was really good. They sort of pulled out all the stops. There was a lot of slow motion, but it was very, very good slow motion and very needed for what they were trying to portray. A lot of the scenes are the cast members getting hit in the face by something, and you can see like the ripples in their cheeks. I just don't understand how these guys could continuously do these movies. I don't know if there was a script or if, you know, I bet about 98% of the whole thing was ad-lib, but they don't seem like they want to do this anymore. I mean, Johnny Knoxville's 39. I hear he has to use a catheter. This is what my fiance told me, that he has to use a catheter because he has fucked himself up beyond. He can't even piss on his own by all this stupid shit that he's been doing. A lot of the guys, especially Steve-O, who like does a lot of the gross stunts, before he even does anything, he just looks really depressed. Like he doesn't want to do it, but he sort of has to because, you know, he signed up for the movie, he's doing all, you know, he's going to be doing the film, so he sort of has to participate and, you know, be involved. It was funny. It was a lot funnier than the other two. and I gagged a couple of times just because the movie shows really disgusting stuff. I'm not going to give anything away, with the exception of you see a lot of dick in this movie. If you are going into this movie, okay, and you don't give it like, wow, this movie was awesome, then you shouldn't have been there in the first place, because there's plenty of this content out there where you know exactly what to expect from these films. So if you go in there and you want to just stick your lip up and, you know, not be like enjoying the film, not be entertained by it, you just want to be a snob about it, don't go to this film. Don't see this movie. If you're gonna be, you know, very stick in the mud, then just go see something else. Go see, I don't know, go rent Bolt, because that's pretty much your demographic right there. Or go watch, you know, Sisters of the Traveling Pants or whatever the movie's called. But if you are going in there and you know, I'm going to get grossed out, I'm going to see people hurting themselves, then you're going to love it. It's going to be very entertaining and you are going to enjoy yourself. Alright, so I'm going to give Jackass 3D a 4.75 out of 5. Like I said, Paranormal Activity got 3.75 out of 5. It could have been better if the dialogue was a little bit better. And I don't think Jackass could have been better. It was funny. They had some kind of boring scenes in it where they're just being characters and messing with other people. But there's only like 3 or 4 of those. So most of it is them doing stupid stunts, hurting themselves, and just it being really funny. So go see these 2 movies. They're great. They're out in theaters right now. And yeah. On a side note, I haven't actually done a lot of content for the design work, for the graphic design and web industry. These videos are just more fun. I'm still gonna stick to my roots. I'm still gonna do a couple of videos on tutorials and about the web industry and the graphic design industry and answer questions. But these videos are just, they seem more interesting and more fun to me, so I'm gonna sort of stick to this medium. And then I'm going to do the tutorials and the, we'll call it Q&A for web industry, and I'll do a couple of those a month, but I'm pretty much going to stick to the blogs and just sort of interesting content that I find and the things that are happening in my life. So I'm going to be starting P90X here pretty soon, I think on Monday. Yeah, on the 1st. On the 1st I'm going to start P90X. I got a lot of shit to do for my wedding, so if you guys have advice, please send it. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and put them in the comments below. And, you know, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.